All right, here we go again with another hood liner. This time this guy customized it and went ahead and hit it with fiberglass, and then he glued it into the hood. Left the edge there like that. So I had to make do with what I got. Also, I don't know what this is. I don't know if that's hood liner popping through the fiberglass or dirt or what. So just worked around it. There I go, my light sketch to kind of get a placement and a measurement for all my lettering. Found some images I like off the web, enlarged it to the size I want, got the placement straight. All right, here we go. This right here is a little trick. You take tape, unpeel it, and then you go ahead and stick it on your body. Stick it on your legs, stick it on your shirt. What you're doing is you're reducing the stickiness of it. Because I don't know how good of a painter this guy is, and if he didn't prep it right and I put tape on there and I peel it off, I could just peel off the whole paint job. So I'm trying to protect myself a little bit. Rescuff it all up because I'm not sure. I want to make sure it's all scuffed up to my liking. Go ahead and get the lettering cut out by hand. That's a Dr. Seuss style lettering, kind of overly sized and kind of cartoony, appropriate for the image. That green tape right there, I just laid that out there to have a placement so I don't go too far in airbrushing. And on this job, I'm not trying to kill myself. I'm going to do this one really loose, really carefree about it. I'm actually layering, so I'm spraying down the gold first, put a stencil over it that I hand cut of the chain. I'm gonna spray green on top of that, tape that off, spray some other greens. I'm just kind of really keeping it loose. I'm not gonna kill myself over it. Drew the image out on some transfer tape, laid it on there. I realized it was a little too big, so I went ahead and drew a slightly smaller version, as you can see right there. Started cutting out the head, and you can see right there I taped up the details of the Chevy logo. Chains are taped up, and right there that's open now, so I can go ahead and spray the green and get a framework. And all that gold overspray is going to be covered up by the green now, so you won't even see it. And just so it's not just all green, I'm spraying a little bit of black on there, doing a second layer, darkening it up, kind of just placing out some colors, kind of blocking everything in to kind of get a map of how I want to do things. Using the original photocopy as a reference, cutting out for the eyebrows, the nose, little areas of dark spots on the face, just to kind of get all my placement right. So now that I unmask it, I go ahead and airbrush it and start to really make the hair kind of flow, kind of get rid of that whole cutout look. Too much green, took some red oxide, blended it in there, kind of make it look dirtier, just like the Grinch is. All right, now with the background lettering, I want the background letters to be behind his shoulders, so I'm going to tape his body off, spray around these letters. I want to keep the letters white, and then just use a stencil with splatter effects to kind of get an idea of, make it look dingy. And just to go ahead and break up that whole haze around the lettering, just take some paint brushes, do some flick, 2 different colors. There you go, give it a little bit of texture. Shadow it, shadow around some of the major little drips and everything, unpeel it. And as I unpeel it, you can see a little overspray right there. It's not that big of a deal because I'm going to go ahead and give it a little shadow and highlights on all the letters. I'm really doing this really loosely. I'm not trying to make it super tight, so I'm taking a brush, just dip it in paint. I'm just kind of slapping it on there. Just trying to give it some weird little crazy hairs all over it. I'm giving it some texture, so it's not just all airbrushy looking. I like doing a lot of brush work in my stuff. But I will chase it back and forth with airbrush, so it's not just one over the other. Once I get the hair to a certain point, I unpeel it, and then I just really loose. I'm just throwing in whites and blacks in the chain. I am not trying to get super tight on it because that's not really a focal point. The eyes, the snarl on the face, and the splatter of the letters to me. But I will take the paintbrush and the airbrush and cover up part of the chain so the hair looks like it's going on top of it. Give it some more detail in the eyes, still keeping it really loose, a little highlight here and there. I'm pretty much done now. I gave it like a paper curtain so none of the overspray will go and hit the other side of the hood. And you can see there in the foreground, I got another job I'm also clearing at the same time. Why not? So it's all unpeeled, looks pretty decent. And if you look right there, you can see there's texture in the paint. That's from the guy's fiberglass work. I just went ahead and did my artwork on top, gave it a couple good coats of clear, buried it. It's good enough. And remember that weird dirt? Well, look, it's a moth. Turned out the guy painted this stuff outside and got the whole thing covered in moth bits, and he was picking them out. Hell, he could have left the thing in there. It would have been gone good with the whole paint job as it is, with bugs all over him. Anyway, that's it. Have a good one. Enjoy yourself. If you like, follow me. Help me out a little bit. I appreciate it. All right, everybody. Take care. Have a good night. Later.